Everybody loves an underdog.
Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Australia Mountain Dew League. This is CappingTV covering that league. My name is Ire. We got Console here doing the Observant on production, and I'm here with my lovely co-caster. It's 3 a.m. for him. Give him a shout out in the chat. It's the Bulldozer. Bill, how you doing this lovely morning?
Oh man, you know what? I was having a little bit of a difficult time wake up, but you know what's really helped with that, Ire?
What is that, Bill?
The delicious, refreshing taste of Mountain Dew.
Yes, indeed. The Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, who sponsored this lovely, lovely league, and that you should buy right now.
Go out, go to your nearest, well, I don't know what they have in Australia.
Yeah.
Go to your nearest store, get some Mountain Dew, drink it up, play Counter-Strike.
And maybe you could play that Counter-Strike on ESEA. Play.esea.net.
I believe it's where the pros play, Ire.
It is indeed where the pros play. And the pros we're watching today is Ground Zero versus Rooster in the first round of playoffs. And everyone here is playing for a spot in EPL, the ESL Pro League, of course. And of course, Crash Prize. Never hurts.
Ire. Excited to look forward to some great Counter-Strike tonight. You know, I'm not super versed on the Australian Counter-Strike scene. However, you know, that doesn't mean that I can't be introduced to something new, and I'm ready to see some great stuff.
Well, have you know, neither am I, so this is going to be great. And
right.
But I do know who we have playing here. It is, on the side of Ground Zero, Burn, Are You Okay? Or just Burn, as I'm probably going to say. Llamas, Noobster, Pears, and Leaky. And on Rooster, we got Cellos, Netic, Danny G, 80K, and ASAP. I think Ground Zero have the better names. Like, not in terms of the players, just the names are better.
The alias game is superior.
Yeah. I mean,
well, you know, important. we got a pretty big match tonight. Let's go over some maps, Ire.
Yeah,
you know, as you can, well, I guess on stream they can't see it. The first map that we're going to be having tonight is El Clasico, Dust 2. You know, any team that wants to be in an ESEA Pro League should have a pretty good understanding of this map, if I had to say.
I mean, everyone plays a bit of Dust 2. It's just, there's not like super deep strategy, especially this level. You're not going to see like next level strategies, or maybe we will. I don't know. But it's just going to come down to like DM, who can click the heads or shoot the bodies better. And after that, we're going to be seeing Mirage, and if it comes to it, it'll be a nuke decider. And will we need it? Who knows?
Nuke is absolutely a map where you do need fancy strats and stuff.
Yeah.
But you know what? Dare I say that if you want to make it from the Mountain Dew League into the ESEA Pro League, you do need those fancy strats, because if you were to show up against some of the top teams in the world trying to out-DM them, you're going to get styled on like a fool.
Yeah, you really are. And I mean, given that they let it go to a nuke decider, you'd think that they at least know what they're doing in a cursory sense. These aren't just, you know, silver matchmaking players. We put them in a server. These are professional gamers, of course.
Yeah, all of them should have a pretty solid understanding of the game, and you know, they should all have a pretty good idea of what they're trying to put together in match for us.
Yeah. But, no, Ground Zero, they're not going to, I think, want it to go to a nuke decider if they can, because Rooster, they have a 100% pick rate on that map. Or 100% win rate on that map, rather. Not pick rate.
Really?
They do indeed. And that's across the last 6 times they've played it in the 3 months. So, I mean, they'll certainly be feeling confident. Not impossible by any means, but I think Ground Zero will definitely want to try to take this in 2. As this is their first pick, Dust 2. With a respectful, like, 50-50 win rate on this, it's pretty normal. It can go either way, just depending on the day, depending on how your DM's feeling, what angle the sun coming into your room is.
Yeah, lots of variables in CS, but I think a 50-50 win rate is, you know, it's a pretty clean game one. It's good to start with.
And it's pretty 50-50 between these two teams as well. The last time they played on Dust 2, Ground Zero narrowly won it in overtime, and then before that, it was still a fairly close win to Rooster. So, having played this map against each other, and they just keep trading wins. So, I wouldn't be surprised if this was another close game. Obviously, with it all to play for.
Yeah, I hope it's a close game. Maybe not too close because, conceivably, I have to go to work in like 4 hours. But
yeah, and we're gonna have some technical issues. Pause now.
we have the pregame pause.
No, we do not have the pregame pause, but
okay,
I'm sure your work would love that.
Oh man, well, my work would not love it, but you guys would love it.
Yeah. I'm not too keen to stay up past like 3 a.m. or so.
Yeah, that would be really dumb if you had to be awake at 3 a.m, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, just live in a place where it's earlier, I think.
You know what? That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move to Australia now so I can get my fill of the ESEA Australian Mountain Dew League scene with ESEA.
I'm gonna move to Australia so I don't have to have coronavirus.
Alright, well hold on a second. So we're just waiting on someone from Rooster.
Yeah, I don't know who that last person is because I think that's a fake.
Well,
nick.
I've got the rosters right in front of me here. It looks like we're waiting on Pears.
Oh, Pears, mate, what are you doing? Wait, no, Pears is on Ground Zero. You're trolling me, man.
I'm trolling you, man. No, we're waiting on Nedic.
Yeah. What are you doing? Can we,
Man,
I want to talk to him.
I dropped the cringe. I'm a real caster, I swear.
Oh, no. It's not
Oh, there is
cringe.
Nedic, actually.
There he is. He's in the server.
I would not be surprised if we got started sooner rather than later.
Well, we are on round 21 of 999. This one that might
it's
end
gonna be
soon.
a long game.
It's a funny joke. But I don't know. What are you thinking here? Because we got Ground Zero will be starting on T side. It was their pick, so the Rooster did get to decide to stay on CT. Do you think? Oh, and Nedic is actually off the server again. What's he doing? He's trolling us. Actually,
some
multiple people leaving the server. I do not know what is going on.
Oh, you hate to see it.
Why are more people leaving the server?
We're currently finding information.
We're trying. We haven't found it yet. But it's
Speaking of finding information, if you'd like to find information to level up your game, go to ESEA.
Yeah, you get the I'm gonna look so bad because I forget what it's called. I think it's Pre-Fire or whatever their new training program is called. Just pay for it. It's probably really good.
Yeah, glowing review.
I mean, I'm sure it is. ESEA, they don't make bad products.
No, of course not.
ESEA TF2 was great.
TF2? Isn't that dead game?
Yeah. You can't see it because we don't have cams, but I'm crying. But I think we might be switching servers because everyone has just left.
Yeah, everyone
Except
just
for
bailed.
It's just whoever Cluck ADK is. I think that's a fake nick.
That's ADK with his Rooster tag, Cluck.
Oh, that is actually his. I can't read.
You know what? You don't have the same ESEA experience as the rest of us do, Ire. I cannot blame you for not recognizing a tag when you see it.
Yeah, this is true. All I know is fake nick on logs. But thank y'all for sticking with us. We are trying to figure out exactly what is causing this match to take so long. We are apparently setting up a new GoTV. Not sure why, but well, that's just how it do be. Yeah. Well, players, they gotta have the right server, Everyone's gonna be like, well, but I actually have like 10 more ping to the server. So, and also I have information. Apparently, Ground Zero.
Gamer Zone.
I don't know why I thought it was Gamer Zone. Yeah, like
Come on,
GZ, Gamer Zone. Gamers are.
You good, Ire?
No.
So-
Ground Zero maybe having their coach playing tonight. I don't know who that is, mind you, but that's generally not a good thing.
I've seen situations where coaches came in and they were able to, they're assuming that your coach is not just some gigabrain tactician that you pulled off the streets. Usually, they're pretty good at Counter-Strike.
Yeah. I mean, I remember my favorite time watching a coach play was Hardstyle, just because he looks like he has just been through like several wars.
You know what? This is a good idea. Ira, why don't you give me your top 10 favorite times you've seen a coach sub in and succeed in Counter-Strike Global Offensive?
Probably when I don't know what you're doing. You got me in a rough spot here, Bill. What can I do to get out of this? Can I buy a case of Mountain Dew, perhaps?
You could do that, or you could send out a tweet of you chugging game fuel.
I could do this if I had some.
And fragging out on ESEA.
Yeah. So I think what this is saying is we need some game fuel to use as like a set prop, because like I don't really have any on hand, which is unfortunate, but I really should, and I'm gonna do that, as you all should.
Is this the new
STV? I actually don't. We're very professional. There's a map. It's on Dust 2. There's no players in the server now. Our hardworking producer is trying to get that info because we don't have the Discord.
Oh, so I'm just joining random Go TVs that get posted.
We're not in the Illuminati.
The CS:GO cabal.
Yeah, it really is. So maybe Boxcar is. I can talk to her. But either way, I don't know. We're trying to figure this out. HLTV has like a ticker somehow, so it must be somewhere.
Yeah, they certainly seem to have this info available.
But we don't, and this is sad.
You know what? As long as we
sad.
don't, as long as we don't that on the game itself, it's okay. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe that is the actual STV that we have, but players just aren't in it. Is
I
what we're
trust
being
the
told.
people supplying us info. It's not as if.
Well, the media wouldn't lie to us, Bill.
Yeah, of course. So we're waiting on these players to join the server. Hopefully, we'll be able to start relatively soon.
I don't know. If I want to just go over to their house and get Mitch to just tell them what to do.
Oh, that's going to be a long way.
Yeah, he is technically there. And I think we may actually be thrown to a quick break as we just try to figure all of this out. We don't really have anything much to show you right now.
All right, that sounds like a good plan, Ire.
That does sound like a good plan, Bulldozer. I'm glad we're thinking on the same wavelength.
Yeah, of course. So let's do that. All right, so from the looks of it, Argo TV restarted, and now the match has already begun. We had Ground Zero winning the first pistol round, and as they've decided to buy some SMGs going into the, or excuse me, regular rifles going into the second round, they're already taking a second round here. From the looks of it, looking pretty commanding.
Yeah, it was a force buy. It came out from Roosters. They've already dropped 2, but they are bought all the way down to 0. So it's just going to be a long take, coming in all the standard smokes and such in from Ground Zero. Oh, yeah, I'm stuttering it up.
Yeah, Ground Zero executing onto the A site. And while Rooster just has these limited weapons to work with, you're going to see how they want to try and work their way back onto this site.
I don't think they are, because they're 2 down already. It's pretty much impossible for them to do anything. They're probably just going to play for exits.
See if they can try and snipe a few rifles on the way out.
Yeah. Because they're going to have to save next round anyway, so they can always just get a second crack at the wheel and take these forced weapons and armor into the next round. And it's 2 deagles and a scout, some utility as well, so definitely worth saving.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they, took their money so low here, frankly.
Yeah. I mean, it's always a question in the current meta, like how to play the economy. It's no real wrong decisions, but you can always just run a scout in these rounds and I'll find some frags. But they didn't. And that's a second round to Ground Zero. But I would not expect to see any more buys coming out from Rooster. Maybe just a P250 here or there.
Yeah, Rooster trying to figure out exactly how they want to work this economy. Got some light rifle buying coming out.
Actually, it looks like they're trying to reforce it. Most players buying down really low. Only Netic at 1600 with his deagle. A little curious. So this is really risky. Like if they lose this round, they could see themselves with pretty much no money for a couple rounds and go down to an early 4 rounds down.
Yeah, so they've kind of split up the rifle work, where we have ASAP sort of moving over to that B site. We have the FAMAS on Danny at A. So they kind of need to split up the work, divide and conquer, figure out how they want to manage this, whereas Ground Zero, pretty comfortable with their buy. Not going to have too many issues as they decide how they want to execute onto one of these sites.
Yeah, just running a pretty slow default. Got a man walking up, Cat with a Galil, and actually going to take Danny down really low on the site, but no one dying in that fight. Just awkward FAMAS Galil exchange across A. But
yeah, however, we have rotates coming out over to B side as we have players from Ground Zero flooding out of tunnel. However, Netic and ASAP going to do their part in fending off this site. They're going to find the kills. More importantly, they're going to find the rifles going into the next round, and it's just going to be pairs trying to back off, trying to make it out alive with this gun.
Yeah, they also had bomb down right at the mouth of the tunnel. I saw they had, I think it was 80k just in the corner outside tunnel on that B anchor, and it's if you're just a little too hasty and a little too rushed, you can really easily ignore spots like that and really can cost you. And ASAP cleaning up pairs in the last save there. 3 kills for him in the round.
Yeah, and I think what Rooster wanted, even more than that third round, was they wanted those guns. They wanted a couple AKs that they could get them, and they wanted to be a little more comfortable in their, in their DMing ability going into this. Not ability, but the tools of the trade that they have to try and take on the opponent.
Yeah, but because Ground Zero did win those early rounds, they are still going to have a full bias pair. I didn't see the part where he was trying to enter, but oh my god, they're trying to go through long and just getting absolutely destroyed. But as I say that, Bird, he's got 2 frags right on Pack, okay. But their health is so weak. Burning Llama's just down super low. Cello's going to spray him through the smoke because of that. And finally, they will give up long, but it's only 2 remaining. 2 lonely souls, Noobster and Llamas.
Yeah, I wanted to comment on the fact that Noobster has bought the op and he's looking for angles, but everything just happened so quick that round, and suddenly his real concern is keeping this gun into the next round. Whereas with those shots fired, suddenly Roosters knows what's up. They understand that there's an op bot, and they understand that, their health is quite low. They can't really take this fight, but if they're able to find him...
Yeah, Llama's worked his way up long, took his sweet time, but They were ready for it. They didn't try to overcommit, just waiting around the corner, and you gotta think Noobster just has to save here.
Yeah, and suddenly he's been spotted. He's been calmed where his location is, and he's being spammed a bit.
I actually did manage to cook SP here. That was who he tagged through mid doors earlier. So it's not unwinnable for him. He does have the bomb in 30 seconds, but I think he'd be a little foolish to try and go for that. Actually, just gonna get
Yeah, I was gonna say it would have been a
there.
victory if he just made it out of that round, but he's gonna die, and more importantly, the op is gonna go to ADK, which is gonna get past to Chelos, and suddenly Rooster's looking a lot more confident going, or a lot more well-equipped going into this next round. 5th round here, and we see the entirety of Ground Zero, 4 players of Ground Zero moving over towards the B tunnels. And we're going to see the rate at which they want to take this. Just a regular Glock rush. However, Chelo's going to find an early pick in the lower tunnels.
Oh, but he actually could get run down here. The ants, they're all just swarming around. But ADK, he's there to back up his good buddy. And I don't really blame them for trying to keep that. They got mollied off really early in tons. And then, hey, the op's peaking lower. Maybe we can just all rush him, kill him, get an op, save it into the next round. But, I mean, it is what it is. They're all going to die for it. And 3rd round wave Rooster.
Yeah, ADK just playing with his food there. You know, drinking out of the funnel that was being fed to him.
But what is he drinking, Bill?
He's drinking a can of delicious Mountain Dew.
It's probably helping the
believe.
name better. They screwed up the mid smoke, I think, because that's too far back, and you can see your legs coming through that.
Yeah. Luckily, nobody's just... Oh, the rotate's coming out now. An opportunity to maybe get a pick on the side of Ground Zero. However, nothing really challenging that mid, but Ground Zero are going to be climbing up on the box so that they can try and get up to Cat.
Yeah, I didn't catch how Burn got hit to 15 HP. I don't know if it was in mid or if he just, like, took a fight somewhere.
I also want to highlight ASAP. He's standing outside double doors on long, where we have a couple players, namely Huds and Burn, who are looking to try and come through these doors. Possibility of getting lit up as they try to come through.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little curious why he's playing that spot. Generally, if you're playing something like that, you want another teammate to peek the other side of the door so they don't just check you. Oh, he said he's got ace. He's actually got picked up both of them. Hud's just not on the trade. It's really unfortunate. But with that long hold being so successful, the remaining players are just gonna try to maybe make something work towards B. We got someone in tunnel. Llamas has found Netic, I think, in mid.
And Chelos actually wins the op fight there against Noobster. And it is just going to be Pears and Llamas left. They're trying to see what they can find over near the B site. However, Pears is going to go down, and it's just going to be Llamas trying to figure out if he can salvage anything here. But ADK finds him, going to kill him in the tunnels, and that's going to be a 4th round of Rooster.
Yeah, that was a little... I mean, it all came down to that fight in long. Burn was 15 HP, he dies, and Hud's never traded him. He didn't even realize where he was standing, where he was going. And, with that, the rest of the 3 players just had no direction to go.
Yeah, and suddenly we're back on an econ round for Ground Zero. Everybody just buying out their Deagles, looking for some free kills here.
Yeah, we got a deco, You never know what you can just click heads with those guns, so... That's really just the strat. Get it,
the
click some heads.
the entire economy of CS:GO is built on clicking heads.
Oh, well, he's just been... I don't think the Deagles hit a single shot there onto Danny. It was just getting rushed by Glocks. He's fuming. Netic, he's at car. This is actually really precarious if he's not careful. But ASAP and Netic gonna control the long situation, keep the insects from swarming too much on site.
Yeah, now we just have a pile of Deagles sitting long.
Yeah.
With the bomb. Finally, Nat gonna take down Burn to end the round. And we're gonna be back into a little more comfortable eco situation for Ground Zero. See how they want to try and contest Rooster, who've been looking a little bit dominant so far in these first 7 rounds.
Yeah, it just seems like they are a lot more of a
I don't
unit.
think dominant is the right word. I think confident is a better word.
Definitely. I mean, they've just looked more like a cohesive unit than Ground Zero have. It looks like they've just been sort of taking fights and not necessarily winning them or having a plan of what to do if it doesn't go right. Like, it seems like they take a fight, and if they win it, great. But if not, they're just kind of screwed. We have two CTs actually contesting very deeply in long. Ned got one, but they're going to get cleaned up by Huds and Noobster. And it's pretty 2 for 1 here. We got a op and CT trying to hold them off.
Yeah, Flash is coming out on the long side of A.
They have the second long smoke, they do. He's already up and over him. Cello's hitting a nice shot onto Llamas. And just like that, it is actually even. But they do have the A site. The closest man is there one in, I think, CT? Yes, there is.
Yeah, there are players trying to break back into A. They're kind of...
Ooh, nice survey. I actually didn't see ADK. He was behind the boxes on Cat in the classic matchmaking spot. Now it just comes down to a 1v1. Huds versus ASAP.
This is a fight that is very familiar.
Oh, Huds!
And Huds manages to win the 1v1, taking down ASAP, and that's going to be a third round for Ground Zero, who, you know, their economy is still not super great, whereas things are going to be a little more comfortable on the side of Rooster. However, it's not so bad on Ground Zero that they can't still buy. It's just a little clunky, you know? Yeah,
they got to shuffle it around, might be missing some bits and bobs of utility, but I mean, that's just what happens when you have to claw your way back into the round. You actually have an up-peeking bid from CT. Man has balls, but he did get flashed off, and he's not gonna peek through that. And actually just have T pushing straight through mid. ASAP kills Llamas, and his teammate has just decided to not follow him. Probably a good thing. So he does just have an op trained on his position.
Yeah, Ground Zero playing sort of in the middle area, trying to figure out which way they'd like to go. However, on A long, we have Nedic and Danny pushed up pretty aggressively towards double doors, just spamming it down, seeing if they can find, but they, you know, they may be realizing that there really isn't anybody in the double doors to be shooting at.
While you were saying that, ASAP and his teammate on B managed to push into tons and grab a frag on some pairs, so... I mean, these CTs are really just moving as a unit, 2 by 2, and just rotating around the map, getting frags on like lone players.
You know, the buddy system, very important in games like this.
You gotta hold your hands.
You gotta skip down to the site while singing.
Yeah. What do you think they'd be singing?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't have nearly enough of an Australian repertoire of music to make a funny joke here. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be Australian. We're all American here. Well, everyone in the casting mumble is American.
Very good point.
We're gonna just ignore as Noobster is just hopelessly in a 1v4. He gets cleaned up by ASAP. It's all good.
And now Rooster taking a 6-3 lead. You know, what do you think Ground Zero needs to do here to maybe situate themselves a little better? Obviously not right now. They're just back on the eco round, back on the deco round.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna... I think they just have to play a lot more together. Like, there's just lone players being constantly picked off for them, so... It just doesn't feel like they're as much of a cohesive unit as Rooster are. As just their Nedic gets Huds. Nice little just burst from him. And that was on long as well, so... Again, also, this long fight has just been going the way of Rooster.
And Danny's really pushed in here, pushed aggressively into the double doors. He is going to take out Llamas, but that is going to be traded out by Noobster.
An AK in the hands of the Noobster, but no armor with it.
Yeah, well, it's not perfect. It is a handy tool that can be used to possibly help Ground Zero find something. However, Pear's going to go down on mid by Cat.
Again, just like every one of these fights is just one player peeking an angle on Ground Zero. Like, they're not getting chances to trade each other out in these situations. So, like, if you lose the fight, you just kind of leave your team down one, as opposed to just getting traded on an entry. Yeah. But maybe that'll improve in the buy rounds.
You know, dare I say, sooner or later, they kind of have to admit to themselves that, you know, Nedic and Danny are going to be pushing up towards these doors pretty aggressively if there's anything that can be done about that beyond peeking the doorway.
I mean, they're confident. They're feeling it. They haven't been denied at all. We actually have someone... ADK just walked through a smoke. There was like 4 people on the other side of it, but he still managed to kill Huds and not take a point of damage. This is what I mean. People just aren't getting traded. And I mean, yeah, that's the quirky and unexpected and, you know, all of that. But, I mean, come on. You gotta get traded there.
I think Noobster's taking a extremely conservative angle. He's not really sure where he wants to peek
He fears.
on this site because, or excuse me, onto long in general, because it seems like he doesn't. The likes of Ground Zero don't really know where they should be looking. You know, Rooster spreads out so well and they cover so much ground, can kind of feel like you're being strangled in times like this.
And again, their ASAP just peeks mid, finds Burn completely alone, no threat of even being traded. It just picks him off right there. And actually, Rooster has the double op in this round. I don't think they have had that recently, but ASAP definitely making it sing.
Yeah, Noobster getting peeked and getting taken down mid. No fear. Excuse me. Noobster. No fear out of Rooster.
Yeah. But I mean, again, in that fight, you see the difference between what Rooster has been doing and what Ground Zero have been doing. As soon as Noobster took that peek, he got a kill, instantly traded. Whereas when Rooster are taking these peeks, they're just able to get one and sometimes like not even take damage. Just not being punished.
And part of it is these, 2-player peaks. It's
like. Also, just want to give a shout out to my man Danny being the classic support player down there on the scoreboard. I mean, hey, if your team's winning, you don't need it.
There's a finite number of kills in any single match.
Oh, there we go. He's just doubled his count. And we actually had this really big exchange just happening on long. Everyone trained 2 for 2.
Not everybody can be the big fancy frag out boy.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. But I mean, I think that's the first time in almost the entire game we've seen Ground Zero actually hold long, but they will rotate off of it and lose one in the process.
They will rotate off of it back to mid. Not entirely sure what their game plan is. It looks like they're heading towards lower tunnels possibly, but now they've made noise. Now it's obvious where they are. And with 2 ops, well, the ops aren't situated super well.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, both ops are on A right now. So
yes.
It's, if Ground Zero has any inkling of that, they should know that it's not the most advantaged place for them to try and fight. However, they don't seem to know very well because they're making sure to dot their T's and cross their I's and clear out all these different locations on their way to A.
Oh my god, Noobster! He's holding that angle with the op and he just gets tapped.
Rooster there.
We still have ASAP over in long though, and Rooster did manage to get the plant behind the box. So I can't tell where Burn is. He did get tagged in that fight, so this isn't particularly advantageous, but he just claps ASAP, and Burn gets the B rotator. So that's a much needed 4th round to Ground Zero. They can still pull a pretty respectable half here, 8-7, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, in any match, not just in this one, it can be lost a player. We have a pause.
Yeah, someone's had a DC. Hate to see it.
Yeah, so as I was saying, in any match, I would be, I would not expect for a team to win out in a half. Just taking 3 rounds in a row can be difficult, but they certainly played like they could in that last round. They played a little more confident. They said, well, you know what? All of our guns do the same damage, so let me try and hit some shots here.
Yeah, I mean, they're just and I think if anything, that round will maybe force Rooster to play a little less confident, because like before now they really weren't getting punished for the super aggressive peaks and fights they were taking, but Ground Zero really just showing them like, hey, we can click gamers too.
Yeah, well put.
Because that's what it's all about in the end of the day. Clicking gamers and planting bombs.
And drinking Mountain Dew.
And playing on ESEA.
So we're going to have Ground Zero playing over towards A long. And
Noobster took the long peak really fast. Probably had a good spawn for it. And managed to pick up Danny. Poor guy, he's getting a little sad zoned.
Yeah, Noobster going down to 1 HP. Getting taken out by the grenade from ASAP. Going to equalize that advantage that they did have. And then Cello's going to go down to the Deagle from Pairs as well. Suddenly looking just a little bit friendlier for Ground Zero. Could try and find themselves pushing into A via Catwalk. Waiting on them to execute with their utility.
Yeah, we do have just one boy on A. He's holding the little headshot angle. Quirky as you do. We actually have ASAP pushing behind them on mid. But no, they've read it. They're aware. It doesn't matter though, he killed HUDs and Nedic on site, so this push is just getting taken down from each side. And they just gotta commit fighting this. Like, we'll worry about the guy behind later, but we just gotta kill this man. This madman in CT. Nedic won't stop fragging. And ASAP, he rotates fast enough to clean up that push. Momentum just completely stalled now.
Yeah, we had Burn pushing through double doors on mid kind of aggressively. I don't think that was necessarily a bad play, just having someone lurking like that. However, I think that there was really no way for them to know that he was going to die at the same time as a second player was. Makes things a little crunchy there.
Yeah.
I mean, Cello's immediately taking down Rooster on the mid fight.
But yeah, it was also just a really heads up play of ASAP to just flank behind mid and know he could do that. I'd say the pairs manages to get the trade onto Danny and Long, so again, Danny just having a little rough time of it on that Long fight. But he will have his teammate there just take his place. That is Nedic and just again trading 1 for 1. But they are trading now. They're not just getting kills.
Yeah, and when it comes to these trading 1 for 1, it's definitely Rooster who's advantaged here. And suddenly it's just Burn.
He's the one who's advantaged here. He's just wiped out the rest of the Long push.
Burn does have control of the site in a sense.
But he doesn't have bomb.
That's true. Bomb is all the way by Catwalk? Yeah, no, that is Long.
Yeah, it's Long because the rest of the players that. Yeah, he's
not favorable for Burn, but
getting his toes shot at from the site. ACP with a nice little 3-piece in that round. Actually, oh no, that's not right. I think he disconnected. I was gonna say he's yet to die, but I don't think that's correct.
ASAP, just such an incredible player.
He's so fast.
So this is going to be the last round of the half.
Yeah, this is an important one. I mean, obviously every round counts, dust to a map, where you can definitely make some comebacks, but, one round, it's the difference between just losing and, well, not losing. And as I said, they want to end this in 2 if they're ground 0.
Yeah, and you know what else makes the difference between losing and not losing, Ire?
What is that, Bill?
Drinking game fuel.
And maybe playing where the pros play.
That's right.
Oh my god, Nedic! Get destroyed! Jesus.
Speaking of pro plays.
Yeah,
was that just a spray down through the car? I wasn't.
That was, he was at car, he just sprayed down 3 Galil players trying to push him.
Wild.
Absolutely wild indeed. But,
so we're here at halftime of the first map. CSGO has halftime, right?
Yeah, CSGO's got a halftime.
Okay, I see the big ugly text on stream.
But yeah, we're just gonna. I don't know. What do you think Ground Zero need to do here?
Well, the way Roosters playing, they walk into a room, their dick's already been there for 2 minutes, and I think Ground Zero needs to force them to kind of back off a bit and say, hey, well, if you wanna peak this so aggressively, you kind of need to be willing to cough up a little bit for it. It's gonna cost you.
Oh yeah, that's nostalgia. We got some green text, which means we are live.
Oh, the
haven't seen that in a
green
while.
Text.
It's been so long, ESEA.
Yeah, so going into the first pistol round of this second half, Rooster, shifting very aggressively over towards B. However, we do see players moving into the lower tons, trying to find themselves a free pick, and we are going to have pairs going down pretty early in this. Going to open up a USP for Rooster, which is a pretty big boon. And additionally, we're going to see some valuable mid control taken. However, I don't know if Rooster knows about this player on the other side of the door.
Oh, they're playing the
perfect. He's going to find one immediately. He's going to find Burn is going to find Nedic as well. And that's going to put Rooster on the back foot here in this first pistol round.
Burn and Noobster were playing the perfect bait and switch setup. They can't fight both of them at once. They're too far apart angle wise. So you just can't fight both of them. And it's just frags. But the rest of the players, they're going to try to work their way through B. Llama's got gushed on site. And ASAP is very low. Got cleaned up in that little corner. And, but Ground Zero, they're going to make that work. Got a little sloppy towards the end. Really low health on 2, but that's not what matters. And we are going to be seeing, looks like the force out here from Rooster. They're feeling confident in their fragging ability. And the scout on Chelos as well. But Not gonna find any tags, unfortunately. They got 3 sewing machines on the side of Ground Zero. That's the MP9. And 2 FAMASas, so in a lot of ways, actually, the T's have the better arsenal. Tis just the state of modern Counter-Strike.
Yeah, SMG Force Spy coming out for Ground Zero.
I mean, this is just the way the economy works now. You know, hey, you won a round, well, too bad. You still have the worst spy.
Yeah, Rooster currently looking at Catwalk. Pretty hard committed to it. They're
gonna do a run
commit
boost.
of some sort coming out. ASAP with the flashes. Nothing out just yet.
They're just wiggling their way down Cat, happy as they can be. Is this gonna be a no frags retake? It is gonna be that. No, Burn made it not that, so that's good. Gonna get traded Nedic onto Noobster there. Just awkwardly trying to fight long range with these MP9s. It's kind of curious on Dust 2, because those SMGs, there's so many long range fights that it can be really hard to take with those. And Paris is the only rifle, and it's a FAMAS.
Granted, he's gonna find value with that rifle. He's gonna find Danny.
But the rest of the team's just going down. Burn managed to trade on with the MP9, but neither of these players have kits. There's a molly on the
there's not
bomb.
really a lot of time left for this. Looks like we're gonna see Rooster picking up another round here.
Yeah. Even if it will be only Nedic that survives, that'll hurt the economy a little bit. But not a big deal in the long run. Pairs will salvage an AK out of it, at least.
Yeah, an AK is pretty nice to get.
That's the win straight back from Rooster, and that's going to be a really big deal. And I mean, you could see... Yeah, it looks like they will half buy here on Ground Zero. Actually, the economy's in a really weird spot. Burn has a lot of money, everyone else, not so much. This says a lot about our society.
Thank you, Ire. So, currently leaning towards tunnels, heading lower. There's 2 players here on Catwalk that are going to get found pretty immediately, but is Rooster going to find the frags, more importantly? Not going to find it.
Straight through mid.
Flooding through middle, absolutely.
It's the classic mid to B. 80k goes down to a nice little deagle from Llamas. Actually, that was just body spam. Don't worry about it. ASAP trades it. So, yeah, don't chill out, Danny. They're busting this open. They actually had the majority of their players on me, but just not able to find any of the frags required. And losing with that much investment is going to put them in a really bad spot with only really 3 rounds to play with.
And
2 really, because they're
another,
no,
another round.
They're forcing me again.
Rooster. Yeah, they kind of.
Oh no, that's. I think that's actually just Burn buying a scout. He had extra money, so he can do that, but no one else is gonna buy anything.
Yeah, just a friendly old pistol round. Nothing, pistol save. Nothing too crazy about it.
Burn gonna try and peek mid and try to do something with the scout that he's bought. Not gonna find anyone. Just rotate over to B with his mates. Noobster went down to Nedic. I think that was in long again. Is simple. Oh no, it was in tons apparently. Long control being taken for Rooster here, just playing it slow, playing it methodical. There's no one on A. So if they do decide to push this, they will find a very favorable site.
Yeah, there's no one on A, and there's not really anybody ready to try and contest from CT. But there's shots coming out from Catwalk. It's becoming overly clear to Ground Zero which direction that the Rooster players are heading in. We're going to see Nedic finding 2 through the mid doors. And at this point, it's basically open season for Rooster. They can just start opening fire.
It's not rapid season here. Pairs managed to find a nice little salvage with 80k, little double dink, stylish, but ultimately not going to matter. 14 for Rooster here. They really don't want to let this get to match point on Ground Zero. They got a lot of ground to make up here.
Yeah, a lot of ground to make up, but not an impossible task. Crazier things have happened in the history of Counter-Strike.
Yes, indeed. But will it happen here? Is the question. Have they got it in
we do
there?
finally have a full buy.
Well, you say
proper
full.
buy coming out.
There's lacking utility.
There's a little
no
lacking
helmets.
Utility,
Noobster's a glass cannon.
They gotta be feeling a little bit better about this than the last few rounds. It's just that they can't. Well, excuse me. That's my bad. Rooster picks up 2 on long, and suddenly it's looking just a little bit unfavorable for Ground Zero. We
This
have
is
Burn kind of hiding over by the double doors, but there's not really anybody there for him to contest. He's going to realize this in about 2 seconds.
yeah, this is not looking very good for them. They're really unfortunate as well. 2 players, ACP and ADK, went down so low. He'll actually tied to the nade in the end, but a 3v4 retake. Are they gonna go for it? If they go for this and lose everyone, then they're gonna have no guns to play in the last round of the game. Chalice picks up Hudson mid and Llamas. Yeah, no, that's out. Burn has to save.
Yeah, Burn can't lose this because, you know, everybody has about $100 to their name
Yeah. Managed to
on the
find
side
Danny.
of Ground Zero. It's not favorable in any sense.
Managed to find Danny on the save, but it's just being relentlessly hunted. And Nedic, oh my god, this guy is 26 and 8. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, Nedic's really popping off here.
Yeah, 160 ADR. Okay then. I mean,
Nedic playing pretty absurd right now.
Frags a little bit. Chalice as well, 126 ADR, not far behind, just not quite as impressive.
And as we go into map point for Rooster, not really much on the side of guns for Ground Zero. Gonna need to see some heroics coming out from these players, such as Pears getting an early kill onto Danny. But you know, an AK is still, you know, if
he can also gift his FAMAS back to a teammate without a rifle, so that's something at least. We got this long push just coming straight in. They beefed the smoke a little bit, but they're not going to get punished for it. And all the utility, blocking out these players for the time being. Bombs can get planted. And it's a 5v4 retake for Ground Zero's life in this first map. And, well, Noobster, he's dead.
Yeah, we do see Ground Zero over on this catwalk side trying to find their way in, but it's not going to be easy. Molotov blocking away for the time being. Bud's going to go down. Pear's going to go down after trading out with ADK, and that is going to end the first map. Rooster's going to take it. 15-5, or 16-5, excuse me.
Yes, indeed. That was... I did not expect it to be that dominant. Given how close their results were in the past on this map, I don't know exactly what's going on with that, but... I mean, hey, it's a best of 3. They can just reset their mental. They got this, you know. They can bring it back in 2. Ground Zero just need to brush this one off, really.
Yeah.
And the next map we are going to be going into is Mirage, another classic map.
Oh, we got a whole night of classic maps here, Iron.
Well, it's not old Nuke.
That's true, but
That would be really funny if we just loaded into like old Nuke. I say this like I'm not a Zoomer and have never actually played on old Nuke, but I can pretend to be one with the boomers rather.
First map just ending about 45 seconds ago. Rooster taking the first map.
Yeah, so we're just going to be waiting on people to go in, change the levels, all that jazz. And we are going to be throwing it to a quick break. While we do that, stick around.
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
And I'll take it, yeah. Reminding myself to just let go. Don't wonder how far I can fall. Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out. heavens are the limit now. Let's fly just one more night. One more night. Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out. Never fade out.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Capping TV's coverage of the Mountain Dew League playoffs here in Australia. My name is the Billdozer. Joining me is Ire and Console on camera. And we just wrapped up map 1, Rooster taking Dust 2, 16-5 over Ground 0. Now we're going into map 2, which is Mirage. What do you think about Mirage, Ire?
I mean, it's very similar to Dust 2 in the sense that everyone knows how to play this map. It's such a standard, like, pug map. You know, no one's going to be caught out here. Well, there's obviously room for innovation in the map. I don't think anyone's going to be busting out the super secret strats. We don't have Glaive actually fake nicking in here, I believe. We'd have higher ping. But
yeah, but I get what you mean. It's a map that everybody's been playing since they installed the game. It's not like Vertigo or something where...
Yeah. It's not like, Vertigo or obviously our Decider and Nuke, where there's so much that you can do and just like weird, quirky things that are uncharacteristic and catch your opponent off guard with the power of your mind. It's more about the power of your right hand index finger and how it moves in coordination with all your other fingers.
Yeah, or something.
I'm talking about DM.
That was an overly complex explanation.
Yeah.
But, you know what isn't overly complex?
What is it, Bill?
The bright, tangy taste of Mountain Dew, Ire.
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel that sponsored this wonderful league, and apparently the nation of Australia.
That's right, the nation of Australia.
It's patriotic to go and buy some Mountain Dew Game Fuel. You are supporting your lovely country that I've never been to.
I've been to Australia once.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Started in Sydney, worked our way over to Cairns.
I mean, I'm close enough. I'm in the Pacific Ocean, at least. I'm like halfway there.
There you go.
I can just swim.
Swim halfway there and swim the other half.
Yeah. But, I don't know. Why are we here? We're all American.
We have 10 players in server. Probably going to be starting sooner rather than later.
Hopefully that is indeed the case. I think what this map is really going to come down to is if Nedic can just stop fragging like mad. And you know what? If you want to play where pros like Nedic play, you should play on ESEA. ESEA.net.
Will playing ESEA allow me to play like Nedic?
If you just keep on it and, dream hard enough, probably. The Mountain Dew Game Fuel helps with that too.
I will sure to buy a lot of it and drink it all.
You know what else helps? Following CappingTV on Twitch and Twitter. That definitely helps. It's actually boosts your skill by 5.
Wow.
We won't describe 5 what?
Skill?
Yeah, 5 skill.
5 cans of game fuel.
5 cans of game fuel worth of skill obtained. But you also have to buy the cans of game fuel yourself.
That is how business works.
Yeah, we don't live in some sort of not capitalistic society. Console is telling us to plug something that I don't know if I'm comfortable with. Dude, alright. Well, our producer has like to inform everyone that Mountain Dew Game Fuel original flavor cured their depression in college. So if you too have depression, you can get Mountain Dew Game Fuel. Maybe I should try that.
Well, I'm not in college, so...
Well, I don't know. Neither of us are in college.
Players, please start the game. I'm ready to watch some fragging.
What do you mean, caster start game? Come on. Sorry, I forgot to ready up.
Man, you viewers, I wish you could see this. It's crazy.
Yeah, you crazy.
All the crazy tech these players are showing off.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, the second monitor on my screen actually has all the buttons where the casters control the game. Do you have that one, Bill?
What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm turning up Nedic right now.
What?
I'm just turning him up, like he's fragging. He's just turning it up.
Oh.
I'm literally just controlling the game.
I've got the script for this game here in front of me, and it says that you were gonna do that anyway.
Okay. Yeah. I've been told match fixing's illegal. We're having a knife round, but that's not right. We already know who's gonna be on CD. This must be a weird configuration issue. As just Chalice is holding us up here from just advancing. CT's just fighting out in spawn, having fun with it. But I think with that, we are going to actually be heading into it for realsies, though. Just gotta...
For realsies, Iron.
Well,
Let's watch some fragging here.
We gotta get the server sorted out. Not so fast, Billy boy.
These people and their servers.
All I want to do is grill.
What happened to the good old days when playing Counter-Strike meant that you joined a server?
You could just shoot people in real life.
Oh, alright, hold on.
Alright, I think that's illegal. Green text is in.
The only thing I want to shoot is some delicious cans of
Mountain Dew game fuel directly into my mouth.
We got the green text, match going live, first pistol round, and Huts has the dualies.
Yeah, it's heading towards apps with those. I really hope they rush him so we can see them run directly into a blender. But it doesn't look like the T.
Sneaky peeky boost here on B site.
It does not
Meanwhile,
look like the T's are going to respect us.
Yeah, these dualies may not get their time in the limelight, as the entirety of Roosters flooding out onto A via Palace.
And it's really not meeting much resistance. They've gushed burn, and other than that, there's been literally no exchange. We got a player in mid, and then the rest of the team just going through CT now. No one's really looking their direction. We got players just looking at each other under ramp.
Yeah, Nedic and ADK really leading the charge here, taking some high ground here on the stairs.
The P250 player by Tetris really has to do a lot here, and he just isn't. And as I say, that Burn and Noobs are going to find kills. But they're all being traded back. Chalice finally tuning in with P250 in that fight. Getting two for himself. But Noobs was in the smoke. I did not see that he was actually still on that. I thought he just tapped.
Well, you know what? As much as you want to frag, it's not how you win the game. You very specifically want to plant the bomb and you want to defuse the bomb. And how you're able to prevent the opposing team from achieving that goal is really it is the central idea of Counter-Strike.
It really is, though. This is not Quake.
Exactly.
But it's going to be the force buy out here from Rooster, and in classic CSGO economy fashion, because they planted the bomb, they actually have a better buy.
They do, and players kind of spread out right now. It looks like Rooster is pushing up mid, able to find a kill in the underpass, which is quickly traded out. Nedic going down via Noobster, the player with the real rifle having defused the bomb. And, you know, it's all down to, it looks like Rooster want to try and maybe work something connector.
Yeah, he's just being that connector. And it's a really hard position to play. You just have to be aware of so much.
Yeah, but the question of where Noobster is right now, due to these smokes, is a big concern for Rooster. So they're kind of edging it, figuring out where they want to go. But it looks like they are going to be committing to this connector. Meanwhile, we do have ADK on the other end of the site, who's ready to push out a Palace when everything goes down.
I mean, trading evenly will always favor the T side just because the CTs can't lock down doors as effectively. They don't have as many eyes just to watch entrances. So, you know, it is ultimately for the T side, but they are pretty well positioned for this, all things considered. We have a player pushing ramp on the side of Ground Zero. He's going to be able to get in a pretty interesting position, but he was just caught rotating. Danny clicking on the back of his head. He didn't realize that they were all going to come through mid. I think he was playing anti-flash on the ramp.
Yeah, I think honestly, probably should have known a little better if you ask me at minimum, because we knew that there were players mid. We knew that there were multiple players mid that, you know, they had to go somewhere.
Yeah, I guess maybe
I
just
think trying to camp that ramp was maybe a little ambitious in the longer run.
I thought he was going to do a really good play and like actually go down the ramp so he would have a good angle on the players coming in, but I think he just wasn't. They weren't aware that so many people were in mid, or that they could have rotated off in that time. So maybe thinking like, oh, there could be a ramp play, I'm going to play anti-flash. But they definitely weren't covering mid well enough to be comfortable in that.
Yeah, so we are going to have Rooster taking the second round.
Wait, are you tired?
Yeah, I'm tired. It's 4 a.m., man. It's 4:20 a.m. Shoutouts.
Nice. But maybe some Mountain Dew game fuel would help you with that.
You know what? It'd be nice if I could have some of that.
It would really be nice. Gotta send them out, I'm telling you.
Got the
I need my crate.
coming out from Ground Zero. Trying to see if they can find some cheeky picks. However, the only cheeky pick being found is Burn, who's gonna go down via Danny.
Yeah. Danny doing a lot better for himself in the start of this match. He was kind of getting a little bullied in the long area there, having to take some tough fights, but Mirage being able to frag out. 5 and 2 right now, getting some nice little entry there for boys, but Pears is going to trade out, and I believe that was oh no, that was not. I'm stupid. That was A. I'm actually dumb.
You good, Iron?
No, I'm not good. Wait, Huds, he's peeking CT. I am trying to wrangle my game right now.
Ground Zero actually finding a couple frags, and importantly, Rooster very low health. You know, you could see these deagle shots sort of closing it out if he hits them and if he's able to. There's one.
Oh, there's
Rooster
the first
finds the one dig.
He's not aware that the person from CT though. Netic, just off of that positioning, will be able to find it, but that got way too close considering how nicely the round started for Rooster.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's the nature
However,
of these decos. Sometimes they just click heads.
And Econ's still not that great for Ground Zero. Gonna decide to save another round.
I think this is the first full save we've seen like the entire series. It feels like everyone's just forcing. This takes me back to the old days of French Counter-Strike.
Meanwhile, Rooster really pushing towards the apartments.
They whiffed their window smoke, I just want to say.
B looks very friendly to them right now. There's not really much in the lines of
Burn! It just wins that 1v1 straight up USP no armor. Danny's there to run him over with the Mac 10. But it's still, you hate to see it. Bomb's gonna get planted though. And you have to imagine we're gonna see these players all probably just group up for exit frags. They don't really have anything to lose. Just a Mac 10 in the hands of Noobster. But Lava's actually managed to find Danny against it. Bleeding a little more than you would like to this full eco, but it's not all that big a deal.
No, it isn't. What is a big deal is that Ground Zero finally going to have enough money for you know, sort of a real round here. Going to be able to play a little more comfortably, going to be able to set up some sort of chokehold on these respective sites. We're going to have an op coming out on Noobster.
I mean, despite saving, it isn't too great for them. Not a lot of utility being found, but at least everyone's got smokes, got a couple mollies on the board. It could be worse.
Yeah,
Noobster is taking.
It's just the nature of the CT side of the map.
Noobster has a really aggressive angle here in mid, just really fast on catwalk, and he'll know that Rooster have no presence at the top of mid as of yet. But just
yeah, I would like this a lot more if not for the fact that Noobster kind of took his gamble, and we have a lot of players standing behind him ready to push onto site.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, so you just gotta take those risks. But just
that's true.
It looks
taking
like
risks is important. I like that angle.
Yeah, it looks like
with the boost.
Yeah, that is really nice. And it will let him a kill onto Danny. ASAP did manage to trade it onto Person. I think the point where that was. And Fern. Okay, this guy's just fragging. I need to get on the ASAP cam. ASAP. And Netic as well. So what looked like a really favorable situation for for Ground Zero. I keep wanting to say Gamer Zone. I don't know why. What looked like a favorable situation though just spiraled
Ground Zero is like a real org, dude. You can't just be disrespecting him like that.
I don't know why I want to say Gamer Zone. I think that was like the team with
Nedic is pushing into jungle with ADK, and this is what Noobster's watching. He may find himself getting fragged here, but it looks like they sort of read that correctly, and they're going to decide to rotate underpass instead. Pushing towards the apartments area, wanting to be clear of that bomb damage. However, smoke coming out clearing apartments. How badly do they want these exit frags? Well, they want them that badly that Llamas
isn't giving it to him. He's fragging out, man.
And that's going to be a couple valuable, or just one valuable AK to
Actually,
go into the next round with.
I didn't catch which player actually had it, but I saw Llamas pick it up. We actually had a Krieg on their team. That's kind of unusual since it got nerfed and, well, became a lot worse, really. But I don't know. He still believes.
Looks like
it is.
ADK bought a Krieg this
Yeah,
time. He bought
ADK.
the SSG, rather.
He's got the Chris J theory. Shout out to him for using the Krieg like years before it was relevant and not getting anything done with it.
Well, you know what? Innovation comes in many forms, Ira.
It's true. But I think what would help all this innovation is some Mountain Dew game fuel.
You know, so it's
Helps
something
you
I've been
think.
thinking about, not with Counter-Strike necessarily, but with other games that have matchmaking ladders, is that for every crazy, incredible, genius strat that a pro player comes up with, there's probably been some random dude like on the low ladder or on the low end of the matchmaking spectrum who thought of it and just like didn't have the capabilities of executing it properly. Something I think about a lot.
This is a metaphor about oppression in our society. How the class system suppresses all the good ideas. But ASAP, he's given Pears a great idea in the form of a bullet in the head.
It's not a great idea.
Well, it entered into his head. Regardless.
So it's just Llama's up now. He's looking in bad shape.
Yeah, they just kind of got a little destroyed there on the retake. Nothing much you can really say.
It was just a pretty standard round there.
Apparently ADK got a team kill. I didn't catch that. So he was just so frag happy. He was showing his teammates how it was done.
It's the one thing the Krieg's good for.
What, shooting your teammates? I wonder your matchmaking team is like.
So you've got Ground Zero back on the eco round.
Oh, burn! He did the little window jump, got straight onto Cat, and was able to click on Danny's head very nicely. But Paris did go down somewhere else. I believe that was it was I.
Now he's in ladder, which honestly this is a pretty strong position for him.
There's a player all the way in sandwich though already, super fast. That's ASAP, who just burst out onto the site, took down Pears. So this A site is like almost in the hands of Rooster already. And yeah, ASAP cleaning up Noobster in the choke. Just taking
With
mid,
the one
no
tap,
fear.
Jesus.
That was a one tap straight out of a burst killing someone else. Like, ASAP, he's showing that Nedic is not the only one who can frag on this team. Just Llamas and Burn now in a bit of an impossible situation, but Burn, he's on a 3-piece as well. He wants to show him when it's done.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked that I was about to say that with all the kills Burn's gotten, he hasn't really picked up a rifle, but they are gonna get their rifles and they're gonna.
He doesn't need it.
I'm not so sure about exit frags the way he's peeking this because
He's probably just gonna save realistically. If he gets another kill, that's nice, just extra damage. But you know, 3 kills,
extra damage, a little extra money in the pocket, but
yeah. I mean, 3 really nice, just clean Deagle headshots as well. No faulting his skill. But no one else gonna die in the rest of this round, just ending as expected. Regardless of those frags, it's still 6 rounds for Rooster to the 1 of Ground Zero. Like, that's an issue.
yeah, it's an issue that Ground Zero kind of needs to find a way to remedy. And this could be the way to do. We have double ops coming out of Ground Zero, both Pears and Noobster. And let's see where Pears is posting up here. He's watching ramps, and I assume we have Noobster over towards mid.
Actually, Noobster not really peeking mid is all. Just had 2 gamers on Cat Burn there. Noobster there, he's gonna actually take a nice little no-scope headshot onto Danny. You'll love to see it, but Nedic, He'll at least reclaim one onto HUDs in mid. Just have to fight, but Burn, again on Cat, he's been such a player just holding that area for his team.
Yeah, Ground Zero just said, they've been pushing A pretty hard this entire map. Maybe we should just put a stranglehold on A and see if we can catch him on their push.
Shellis had a really nice peek straight on ramp into the man in CT. I think that was pairs with the other op. Did not stand a chance. So he's given them a road into this. A is pretty... I don't know. It's pretty open. There's players passively holding it, but there's no one directly in the site. Just a man in connector. I almost wanted to call it choke.
Do not call it choke.
Do not call it choke. This is not
we have Rooster moving into sight here. Standing over by the firebox, trying to see if they can get this bomb down.
But I mean,
it is gonna go down relatively unmolested, and now we're gonna have the fights coming out from Ground Zero. Burn gonna find one through the box, and it's just ADK with the SSG, seeing what he can find.
It's not even really a good position either. He's gonna get pincered really easily. Burn with a massive 4K in the round.
Yeah, Burn bringing out some pretty strong pro play. Do you know where I can go to find some pro play?
I believe you can go to ESEA. It's where the pros play. Not in TF2 though. Unfortunately. Not anymore. Big Fs. Shout out to Try. But if you are interested in CSGO, which I presume most of you gamers watching this are, you should go to play.esea.net, sign up, play some pugs, play the league. You can, if you're playing open, you can frag boxcar.
Wow, very ambitious. Excuse me, very ambitious set of Noobster, who tried to make the jump out a window on the Cat and just sort of got, he got flashed and he was just standing there like a sitting duck. I'm honestly shocked that he didn't die.
I mean, hey, that's what you gotta do sometimes. It just works out. And Noobs are getting a little overzealous in the underpass, getting cleaned up by Danny. And oh no, it's all just falling apart. Nedic gets 2. Just like that, it's only Pairs and CT wondering where the rest of his team went. And he doesn't even need them, he's fragging out. But eventually put down by ADK.
Still, money, it's okay for Ground Zero. It's, there's some, I think that they could probably put together around here.
Yeah, they can put together something. They've just got to get their tossing mechanics on. This isn't Valorant, you can't just, beam it over. But despite their lacking economy, they managed to get double op, albeit with no armor on Noobster. Which can be kind of impactful, because he's playing connector. So he's not... He's a little vulnerable with that, but he'll take that. Actually not playing connector, opting to peek window at the start, which he hasn't been.
Yeah, but very timely Molotov coming out.
Oh my god, Nedic and ADK stereo frags on the entry into B, and just like that the site falls.
Yeah, but these players are hurt. This isn't an insurmountable wall for Ground Zero.
Yeah, well, it's getting there now as Telus is speaking of Burn. It's a double op retake, but noobs are saying maybe that is a good thing. As he just clicked on ADK, but I don't think they're going to find much in this. They're just going to want to save those very expensive pointy shooty guns. Zoom bangers, as you might call them.
I would never call them that, but, different strokes for different folks.
There's a very awkward fight going on in connector. Pairs went down to ACP, but looks like Noobster will actually make it out alive. I'm surprised I didn't see him there. But he did make it out. And that op could be their saving grace in this round, You can get that op into a position, make it work, get some frag. It's all really going to be on the back of him. And maybe if we see some insane deagle shots from Burn. But he's going to be taking it op over to B this time, instead of his usual mid or connector post, and maybe try to take an aggressive peek in apps? Yeah, he's up getting boosted there.
Yeah, Rooster very much ready to push out of Palace, which looks like it's going to happen right now. Nedic and Pairs trading out for each other. Yeah. Burn is going to find another 1-dig, taking out Danny on Cat. But we have both remaining players from Rooster, the non-oppers, pushing out into CT. Noobster takes down Cellos, going to drop the opper. And it's looking like a pretty decent fight for Ground Zero going into this retake.
Oh, but ASP and ADK getting this, again, just stereo frags. And holding out the retake there, despite being one player down. Really good play from them. It's really unfortunate that they took their op, right? Like, that's like their chance into the round. You want to make that op sing. And they took it to B, and it was an A rush. There's nothing you can really do about that. You just have to throw up your hands and say, well, unlucky. And they almost made the retake work. It was pretty close in the end, all things considered. But still, 2-9 to Rooster.
Noobster absolutely yeeting that flash over mid. And we're going to see him peeking into Cat. Whereas Rooster very spread out right now. Kind of figuring out what they want to do.
Yeah, just
they're kind of leaning towards apartments, but you know these plans can change.
Actually, have
drop
someone,
of a hat. Ire.
Actually, have someone really deep in apps for Rooster. That smoke on the site was a little whiffed. They gave him a big gap. So just gonna try to find something there. Danny, he'll find HUDs with that angle, but did get traded by Llamas, and there is another player there trying to do something with it, but Burn trades him out. So this little probe into B has been destroyed, and it will give Ground Zero a slight ad here. And Burn's gonna expand on that in mid, just gaming on them ASAP. We'll clean them up in the end.
You know, in games with such short time to kill, single player ads are not really as valuable as we just saw there. You know, ASAP managing to pick up the kill without losing any health. You know, if he can still hit the headshot before an M4 can do it.
Yeah, and I mean, with that full health, this is actually really important because he can survive that headshot duel with the M4 completely. So he has the bomb, he's recovered in mid, and he's just managed to take it up Cat. Seemingly found a little gap in the defense, but did not see the man at the van. It was Llamas. He's cleaned up. And a slight little, maybe a way back into this for Ground Zero. You know, they could still get 6 rounds and a half. So, a respectable scoreline, even if this is a fairly even map in terms of CT versus T-sidedness.
Yeah, you know, you can't necessarily expect it to go half and half just because of the sort of way the results would lean towards.
Yeah, but I think Cluck on Dust 2 is at a very solid CT side, so I don't necessarily know if Ground Zero can do enough work in this half to make that, but again, just 1-for-1 triggers at the start of the round. And you don't really want to see that if you're Ground Zero, because that does favor the T side, but I mean, at least they're not bleeding players, right? It's still even. But,
yeah, no, you're very right.
But still great mid presence here. And Doopster, there he is. He finally manages to get back a frag and pairs, cleaning up the players in under. Still just one player there. I believe that's ADK.
Yeah, there's just Nedic
that's actually
and ADK.
Nedic
He's found fine pairs. ADK still got the SSG hanging out. He's actually on site right now. He manages to find Noobster. He's gonna open up the op, and he's also gonna get the bomb down, I'd imagine.
That's actually super smart play from ADK, knowing that there were so many players all in mid that he could just push out ramp for free and find the retreating player. And just like that, an advantageous position for Ground Zero has turned into a 1v2 for Llamas. He does find the low health player in choke, or god damn it, in connector. I'm saying choke because I'm a TF2 main.
Weirdo.
Yeah, I hate TF2. And he's got his utility though. He's mollied jungle, so he didn't have to clear it. And he smoked the bomb, but he can't find it. He can't find it to try and defuse, which was kind of step 2 of his plan. And trying to fake it awkwardly, he will fall to the Krieg of ADK. And a 10th round for Rooster.
Yeah, 10th round for Rooster going into round 14, and you know, you kind of got to wonder what it looks like. Ground Zero is going to sort of be able to cobble together a buy here.
I mean, they have nothing to lose. You might as well just spend all your money.
Well, this is round 14, not 15, so...
Oh, I can't do math, can I?
Thank God they have that handy-dandy counter up at the top of the screen.
I also can't read. But, I mean, just a flurry of frags going around. Deagles, M4s, it's all fine to find. And it's going to come out to a 2v2 in mid. Llamas will find ADK at the tail end of it. And just like that, it's only Cellos. He's in T-spawn.
No means, you know, if they if they decide that they want to contest him, this is by no means an unwinnable fight for Chelos, who's kind of moving into apartment. So especially in something like this where he has the high ground when he
Okay,
peaks,
Anakin.
when he peaks, he's gonna have a lot more vision on what he sees. You know, he is moving through Cat right now. I think he may or may not encounter... No, actually, Noobster's watching Palace pretty closely. So, if Chelos finds anybody, it's gonna be Llamas.
Well, Lamas is that van here, so he's very safe from this Cat angle.
He's kind of low on health, but that doesn't really matter against an op anyway.
Yeah. And I mean, Chelos, he did have the bomb, so that was the main, like,
Chelos
salvage
has no
here.
idea. He's gonna get styled.
Oh, is he gonna wrap A here? Oh, no, he does not, actually. But it's a very fortunate little jiggle. Will save his life against Llamas. He's just planting the bomb. He doesn't care.
Needs that money,
man.
man.
It'll remove the time pressure that was on him from
He actually does get hit.
He got hit very slightly, but...
Very relevant damage, because random spam could certainly take him out now.
Yeah, and Noobster is going to trade off of the op, which is a little better on the retake. And, oh, he had to... Oh, but he actually did manage to find Llama. That was a really nice shot, but oh, he's double scoped. Why has he done that? And Noobster, he's going to manage to clean it up. A salvage here for Ground Zero, perhaps, to get just something a little bit into this half. Still another round to play for. And the money is not great on Rooster, actually. These rounds have been fairly close in the last couple.
Yeah, it's not favorable, but they weren't really favorable last round either, and they managed to pull something out. So we'll see what they're able to do in this last round of the half.
Yeah, I mean, they still got an okay buy. They got a Mac-10 2AKs and those fearful Deagles. But it's going to be up against a absolutely flawless buy, minus the MP9 sewing machine that Huds has got.
Oh, I didn't even realize how bad the money was for Rooster.
Yeah, no, it really was going into that. They actually would have been way worse if they didn't get the bomb plant. And Noobster, he's going to put that up to good use to pick up 80k. And Llama's just going to clean up the first part of this apps push, fall back, very clean. They're just getting picked apart. And I'm wondering, where was this Ground Zero earlier in the half?
Well, you see, they were playing against an entire team of AKs.
Yeah, but, I mean, you still shouldn't be able to get a 4K on their team in half.
You know what I think the problem with that round was, Ire?
Didn't have enough game fuel.
Rooster did not knife the TV for good luck.
Oh, did they not? I wasn't even paying attention to that, but that is actually crucial.
It could be their eventual downfall in this game.
Yeah. Well, I have to see if Ground Zero know better.
So we got the green text. Gonna see this next pistol round, second half. Rooster took the first map, Dust 2, 16-5. Going into the second half of the second map, Rooster with a commanding lead, but not an insurmountable one for Ground Zero.
Yeah. ASAP is going to be playing B, 2 flashes and a kit. Usually you see a smoke and a kit so you can stick the defuse, but I guess he's just feeling maybe has a set play in mind to flash his teammate in.
All Glocks out of Ground Zero, and they're looking to come straight into A.
Yeah, they're not going to come straight to Pairs. Nice little click onto Chelos. Gonna break open that site like an egg. And just some players stuck behind smoke for Rooster. Gonna try to make this work, but as 80k goes down, that's not looking too favorable. ASAP is just slaughtering people in CT. Never mind. They don't need him. And he does have a kit as well. Like, ASAP's getting all these frags. He doesn't even have armor. And Netic gonna chime in. This is actually looking kind of bad for Ground Zero. Noobster finally gonna recover one and burn. Nice 2k to finish that off in Sandwich.
I don't think I liked you saying breaking open the site like an egg.
What's wrong with eggs?
Eggs aren't very difficult to break.
I mean, if you have a bunch of like grenades and smoke. I don't know. It's a little cumbersome.
It is a little cumbersome. You know what's not cumbersome? Breaking an egg.
You know what's not cumbersome? Cracking open a nice can of Mountain Dew game fuel.
Sponsor of play.esea.nut. It's where the pros play. That said nut.
It's .nut.
I'm sorry.
I'm very sorry, Mr. ESEA. Mitch, don't fire me. I'm not getting paid, but don't worry about it. Just Danny going for little jump peeks, thinks he's cold Zera. No, that's not actually the case. He just wants info. And he got info in the shoulder of his little bit of shrapnel in his shoulder.
So we've got Cluck with a bit of a clunky buy here in the second round, trying to see what they can find, whereas Ground Zero really is coming out with the Chad AK-47s.
Yeah. I mean, I always you can't really blame them for getting all rifles here, as they were expecting the Force Spy, I'm sure.
The Kalashnikov offering a massive combatical advantage.
Well, you say the Kalashnikov, they actually have 3 Galils, with the Galil basically being the light rifle of choice for T's all around the world. As Burn, he'll put his Kalashnikov to good use, picking up Chelos.
And Burn kind of pushing in through connector a little aggressively, seeing what he can find. Little does he know, there's not really any CTs on A.
Yeah,
You have Nedic looking to maybe he's pushing in through CT now. Not going to be seen by Burn. But,
Yes.
you know,
I
you
thought
have
Burn
both
was...
Danny and ASAP
I think
rotating through CT right now.
I was gonna say, I think if the vent in window had been broken earlier, and he didn't have to make noise to do it, he would have wrapped CT. But smartly, the CTs didn't actually break that. And could have gotten a little scary, 10 seconds left, random frags come in, bomb can't get planted. We have 80k in behind, managing to find a kill on ramp, but we'll get cleaned up by pairs, and then just frags being found everywhere else. It's only 2 low health players left for Rooster, and you gotta think they're just gonna try and save their stuff.
Well, that's the thing. Where do they go from here? If they rotate out, Burn's going to be going through vent anyway. It's not a favorable position. They kind of need to just see what they can get. And Danny kind of understands that.
Well, they knew that Burn couldn't rotate through there because he hadn't broken the vent. But it doesn't really matter because Burn's just gonna clean him up anyway. But as I was saying earlier, if they had broken the vent, then that wrap would have been open. But because they never went window in the first place, they just decided to leave it. And it meant so that Burn could not go behind them without giving it away.
So Ground Zero finding a little more success here in this second half so far, doing a little better for themselves.
Maybe showing that T-side is where they belong. They've got the Neum boys, they got 2 MAC-10s on HUDs and paired, and they are just going to want to be running people over, but Llamas is going to be the first to find the frag in mid, onto Chelos. That's Chelos, that's Lie. But
Nedic's going to be taken down extremely low. That's damage that's going to stick, and he's going to find himself not really able to take fights as confidently as before.
Unfortunate, too, because he was actually one of the few players on his team with armor.
Yeah.
But, Ground Zero, they're being smart about it. They're not trying to rush anything, get caught out by quirky angles. They've rotated over to B and just found all the frags. It's only 80k, and he is not long for this world. Ground Zero, they really impressed me with this T-side. Their T-side on Dust 2 was kind of underwhelming, all things considered, but maybe just showing that Mirage, despite them not picking it, is just their map.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. They're 4 rounds in. Sticking with the SMGs, which is
Maybe gonna see some fast boys coming in, less F-150, more race car. But hard to say as of right now. Everyone just sort of doing a default, taking some information for their team. And well, Chelos, he's gonna get a little more than that. He's gonna find Burn in mid, trying to be all sneaky like. And ASAP gonna find pairs. And yeah, that push is just absolutely shut down in apps. Only Noobster trying to make something of it, but I mean, it was a bonus round here for Ground Zero, keeping those MAC-10s, but they'll still be able to buy, and they'll have an op now on Noobster, getting that dropped over. Yeah,
now we're going to have a real buy round. Everybody's going to have the guns that they want and they're comfortable with. Everybody except for Chelos. Oh, never mind. Looked like he wasn't buying a rifle there. So we're gonna have a real round. We're going to see how Ground Zero wants to approach this when they have everything in the world stacked for them.
They're a real boy.
Yeah. Rooster has maybe a little bit of limited utility. They don't have an op. So Ground Zero really has the advantage here, and they can kind of take the time how they want to approach it.
Yeah, they really can, but I don't know, they're probably just going to try to maybe work a pick with this op. They're taking mid presence right now with HUDs and pairs. And just not really finding much of anything quite yet. I didn't see how Noobster got knocked down so low, but maybe just trying to find a pick. But oh, Danny, he'll find Llamas there on a push into apps with the CTs. And they're actually going to try to get even more off of it. They're not content with just one. But the player in under surely going to ward off that CT from actually walking into apps. He's still there, but just holding back. And Rooster, he's trading with pairs. They're on the site, on the entrance into A. Netic, he's just fragging out too hard. They cannot break him.
Yeah, Netic showing shades of what we saw in Dust 2, where he really pulled his weight. That could be one way of putting it. And it's just going to be Noob to lift up, pushing up Cat. Going to find ASAP as he goes into the B site. And it looks like he's just going to try and save in ladder room, or is he pushing
Noobster
into
ace
jungle?
clutch.
Yeah,
He only has 30 seconds
towards
to do
CT.
it.
Gonna get stuck in the vent, taken down by ADK. Smart rotate from ADK, knowing he's probably not going to be pushing all the way to B.
Yeah, just really crossing his T's, dotting his I's there on the retake, making sure he couldn't clutch it out. And yeah, that's just really control of the economy back in the hands of Rooster. They haven't really had that this half. But the money finally going to be depleted on Ground Zero. They're going to take a bit of a just light buy, some Deagles, a P250 for llamas, and just see what they can do, see what they can see. Maybe they'll see some frags. Oh, they're getting fragged right now. Burn trading for 2 in mid. And, okay, he's actually just going to even it right out. Again, just massive with his Deagle.
Yeah, honestly, Ground Zero probably finding a lot of what they'd like with this save round. You know, you just want to take guns out of Rooster's hands if you can help it, because for Rooster's sake, they're really heading into the final stretch of this map as far as, you know, what they need to accomplish to close it out goes.
With ADK on ramp here, he spots Huds just with the Glock coming up, and actually Hud's almost a little fortunate that he got spotted in that fashion, because I don't think they're aware that he only has a clock, because they only saw like his arm. But yeah, I'm a little surprised they didn't try to push more aggressively in mid off of those picks, but just gonna try to rotate back to A for the side of Ground Zero, maybe find more frags at least. And despite that, actually only Llamas as well, recovering in M4 for himself. He's tucked up in connector, back to back with Chalice. Oh, I thought he was gonna peek that. I think he actually might have seen the barrel on Chalice. He definitely did. It's so awkward, but Chalice wins the fight with Llamas and connector, and that could be really big. Let's just keep the rest of the players on Ground Zero to run in through ramp and see what they can find. And they'll find Chalice again just in jungle, locking down the angle with the op, and gonna get the Deagle to finish off a little eco frag 3-piece. Good for the morale. And 13 rounds for Rooster. This is getting a little tough for Ground Zero. You know, they only got much margin to play with.
Yeah, but you know what they do have to play with? A lot of rifles, which is going to favor them going into this 7th round of the second half. However, Rooster, really comfortable in their economy, going to be able to post up wherever they please, set up things how they want.
Burn finding guys, and also pairs, really good awareness to push Netic in connector there after he spammed the smoke. ADK did manage to find one pushing up on ramp, as he has been a lot on these A-holds. He really likes to get in their face there, but it's only one man that he could find, so still going to be a deficit for the side of Rooster. And all these rounds feel like they kind of get decided in like that fight that happens in the first 20 seconds.
You know what? That's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting.
I mean, it's not exciting for the next 60, 70 seconds, but that's okay.
Yeah, it was and Danny's just going to win a bit of an awkward fight on Cat, but traded out by pairs. So they'll know that they were wrapping mid to B. They have a man in market with the op. That's Chalice to watch the cross. And I think they tried to smoke him off, but just failed. But he's still going to get off the angle. And that's a bomb planted on B. 2v3 retake. Make that a 1v3 retake with an op. And Noobster puts down any chances of that they had into that round. A 9th round here for Ground Zero.
Yeah, and Rooster's eco not looking great at the moment. Chalice is going to be able to afford another op, which is happening, I guess. And it looks like Rooster's just going to try to salvage this buy somehow ASAP with the FAMAS and Deagles and SMGs coming out for the rest of them. So, Should be a strong showing for Ground Zero here, as Noobster gets the early frag onto Chelos, wasting that 4750 that he so willingly shelled out in an eco round.
Yeah, he really did, and I don't know, this is not too great for the remaining players. They just got a sort of hodgepodge buy. Great weapon diversity. We got MP9s, Deagles, FAMAS. You love to see it. But, I don't know, they just have to make something work here. You'd like to see them just try to even up the numbers, but oh, they're doing the opposite of that. Danny went down to llamas there on the B entry. ASAP, he's managed to find at least one on the trade, and not being traded for it, so he's got at least something in this for his team, keeping him in it. But yeah, he's finally going to get traded by Burn, just delayed. And so that's the way of Ground Zero for the most part.
However, Ground
Just
Zero is going
flushing
to
out
be pushing
these-
out onto the A site more aggressively, and they're going to be able to take that. They're going to be able to get the bomb down, and suddenly, it's just Netic and ADK who have to figure out how they want to approach this, or if they'd like to approach it at all. They're pushing into the underpass area, pushing into connector. ADK
Well,
grabs the op, and it looks like he's just going to want to hold on to that, if I can be
Yeah.
frank.
If he's recovered the op, you have to hold on to it at that point. Like, it's not really. Maybe if they were just risking an AK, they could maybe justify something. But like when you're 4 rounds up, there's no reason to give up the econ for the next round. You may as well just say like you can take around Ground Zero and make sure you have a better chance in the next one.
Yeah, which would be also a lot more justifiable if they hadn't got that janky buy there for this round. But you know, they're gonna have a couple nice guns going into this. They're not gonna have a lot of money or anything, but bigger rounds have been won off of smaller margins. Ire.
Yeah, that's what was the famous like general that said that?
I believe
I think that was Winston
Sun
Churchill.
Tzu.
Oh yeah, Sun Tzu said that. My bad.
That was man, what's his? I was just reading some book about some guys. Clausewitz
Oh yeah.
wrote a very famous book called On War.
But on the subject of this game, Burn went down super low in apps. Actually, just I think ate a nade there. So, I mean that definitely happened in the war too. Although I think he would have died if it was real.
Sorry to tell you, Ire, people do not die in real life.
Oh no! Wait, this explains so much.
So we see Ground Zero trying to execute out onto the A site. Meanwhile, a couple players pushing out of B from Ground Zero. Gonna maybe find some players in connector. Oh, excuse me, they're pushing underpass. Which could very easily catch Rooster off guard.
But it has not. In fact, they are catching Ground Zero off guard.
Yeah.
Just kind of fragging.
Oh,
And,
yeah, this is disastrous.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what they were trying to do there. It's just poor llamas sandwiched in mid to try and make something of it, but can't do it. And that's a 14 now for Rooster. They are on the precipice of winning this series and this map. I think we meant to say that the other way around, but it works.
Yeah, and now the eco for Ground Zero are really terrible, and Rooster's gonna have a full lineup of AKs. It's not looking good for Ground Zero.
It really isn't. No. I mean, hey, Burn has had a massive deagle. Maybe they're just gonna say, you know, Burn. Yeah, okay, never mind. He's not having a massive deagle. He's spamming through smoke and dying. You hate to see it.
Do hate to see it, but you know what? Llama's taking out Danny G. CSGO is a game more than anything based on information. And,
Yeah.
you know, Burn risks giving up that information in exchange for damage. And players who gain the information are able to punish him for it. It's that simple.
I don't think anyone really had information there because they couldn't see each other.
Well, they could see the bullets.
This is true. They could see the bullet. And Paris, he's seen a little more than that. He's actually seen Netic over in connectors. Big mid presence here for Ground Zero. So I don't know. Maybe you can trust me for that. And Chelos, he tried to peek through window to contest it and just got owned by Noobster. So actually looking pretty good in a round that was fairly dire coming into it for Ground Zero.
Yeah, it looks all right, but it's worth noting that the rifles on Ground Zero are a little low on health. Not to say that Rooster necessarily wants to take the fight, but you know, if they do, these players are going to be going down kind of quickly.
ADK taking a peek through CT, but they know he's there. and he's kind of just awkwardly smoked himself off. So, position of one player known, the other player ASAP. He's dying in window. He tried to sneak through, but Llamas was well aware. And that's an 11th round now, the way of Ground Zero.
It's
maybe
11th round, and also they're gonna get a lot of guns out of that.
Yeah, it was a force buy-in, so they're gonna be fairly happy with how they made out with it.
And Rooster's eco is really bad right now. Both teams a little low on eco, but Rooster in particular, if they lose this round, we could see Ground Zero grab a few more.
Yeah. And, I don't know. I mean, I've been trying to sort of figure out what's been going on here, and I mean, you hate to point fingers, but if you look at the scoreboard, Huds is having a, well, what we like to call an absolute shocker.
Yeah.
I don't want to linger on it too long because I feel bad for the guy, you know, but...
Unfortunately, not everybody can be dropping 20 bombs every game.
Should just put Banny in. I'm sure everyone watching understands that. But
yeah.
I mean, Llamas, he's pulling up his weight on the team. Maybe he's found an entry into B, and well, basically just cracked the site wide open. Just an operator trying to find something in.
I just want to point out ADK's flank coming through. Oh, never mind. So much for that.
Yeah, so much for his ADK's flank there. Just ASAP, find a little exit, but I mean, it has to be just that, an exit. They are exiting the site.
Yeah, they're looking for, people on their way out, but this is, this can only be a pretty comfortable 12th round for Ground Zero, putting up much more of a fight than they did on Dust 2.
Yeah, just everyone really managing to find their groove, as I said, kind of besides Huds. But Noobster and Burn, absolutely fragging, 23 frags apiece. Nedic as well, not being the monster that he was on Dust 2. Still doing well, like top fragging his team, but...
Yeah, very respectable performance.
He's not just destroying people like he was on Dust 2. But I've been saying that, again, also his team kind of pulling up their own bootstraps. Danny having recovered a lot more from how he was performing on Dust 2. But, you know what? Here's a salvage for Huds. All of those 3 kills, all of those 3 kills, headshots. That's what matters. And Cello is actually going to win the duel for what feels like the first time in forever against Noobster in mid. So that one hero op on the side of Rooster actually going to be singing.
Yeah, Denny G pushing into the smoke now, trying to see if he can find any cheeky kills with this P250. But, it looks like Ground Zero not really having it. Unless they do. Oh, they walk straight through the smoke. Neither of us really saw him. Yeah. Danny's going to get Llamas and he's going to get traded out by pairs. And we're going to see Ground Zero taking control of this site. We have Nedic trying to contest this. However, he's going to go down very low. Probably not the fight that he wanted to take.
I mean, they've essentially just found an op in this round, a second op.
Yeah,
so.
ADK just picked up the op mid. He's coming back through this...
They're trying to push Cat
this flank again via apartments.
I think if Rooster found a frag like right now, they could maybe go for it, but the longer this goes on, it's just going to go more and more in the favor of Ground Zero with that timer on the bomb. So I doubt they're going to find much of anything. ADK did manage to find Huds, but that's got to still just be an exit for him. There's not enough time to make it work.
Yeah, Nedic scrambling to pick up his AK.
Ooh, and Chalice. Really nice shots from him in this round. Tons of pairs, but despite
still
those
great
solid
money
frags,
on the side of Ground Zero. And it looks like Rooster's actually going to be able to string something together here. In terms of buying, it's not as if they're guaranteed to win the round.
And just like that, though, it is a 1-round delta for Ground Zero. This is pretty much as close as we've seen it the whole game. Yeah, I know words.
I guess, yeah, that is what delta means, huh?
Yeah, it's the Greek symbol delta, not plane coming.
Yeah, good job, Ire.
Good. Are you proud of Bill?
Word. Yeah. So, talking about the game, we have the entirety of Ground Zero. Well, not the entirety, but Noobs are going down to a nade. That's not what you want to see.
Danny because they spammed Noobster threw the little like wood panel on Cat, and Danny just chucked a nade in to see if it would find anything. And well, sometimes you get lucky with those.
That's why you throw them.
That is why you throw them. I mean, generally you want to have an idea behind them, not just luck.
Well, we shot a guy. Let's do a little more damage. It ain't rocket science.
And we got Chelos taking a really aggressive peek into apps, and he will confirm. Oh, no, actually, no, that wasn't Chelos. That was Danny. I'm actually blind. And he'll find llamas with it, so. Really nice, just, again, like, kind of probe in, get a kill, back up, probe in again. Just game that Rooster have going on. They're just trying to salvage this before we maybe see an overtime. But Pears, he's got something to say about that. He's found Chelos on A. That's a big entrance in, actually. It'll find 80k and Ninja as well, so. Just nice double entry from Pears. Will even out the numbers and get a bomb plant for his team. Just kind of doing everything this round. Ooh, did actually manage to get it down there for ASAP. Ducked on over Ticket.
Yeah, pretty perfect timing. ASAP almost able to stop that. Danny's going to go down to Burn. And Burn looking for more, honestly. However, we have...
Nedic and ASP going to combine onto the Palace.
Nedic
Man,
is trying to get that defuse down now, and that is going to close out the round. That is going to be the 15th round for Rooster, and they are going to be on map point, and more importantly, they're going to be on match point in the first round of playoffs
Series
here
point.
in MDL.
Yeah. The winner of this is going to face Order in the next round of the upper bracket, the number one in the league. I do believe. I don't remember, actually, but I'm pretty sure that sounds right. And, well, Ground Zero, they've got it all to play for 2 rounds that they'll have to win to force overtime. I mean, Chelos is not too... he doesn't want that to happen. He wants to get on with his day as he finds Burn. It looks like we just got players here. They're all in Palace.
Yeah, they are shaping
Maybe
up
after the
for
smoke fades, we could be seeing a waterfall.
push out a pallet. With Burn down, they need to figure out how they want to execute this, but it looks like they're going to try and execute it now. Players walking forward. HUD's out, not able to find a kill underneath Palace. However, Llama's able to find 80k. Nedic trades out Pears. Llama's finding Nedic as well. And when the smoke clears, Llamas is going to be standing on site, but he's going to need to find himself a couple more frags if he wants to pull this out for his team. It's down to a 1v1 between him and Danny.
He's got a bomb plant behind box. Where's Danny? He's just creeping out from jungle. It's just going to come down to the angle. Who's going to win it?
It's a 50-50. Which are you looking at the right side? Do you hit the peak?
No one is even peeking.
Although, yeah, Llamas really doesn't have to do it.
And Llamas is going to win it. That's actually an ace. I didn't even realize, but it's an ace from Llamas to win out that clutch. Just saving it for his team. And just like that, this is the final round of regulation. Either Rooster take the series here, or Ground Zero force overtime to stay in it. And it is a not great buy for Rooster to fight it.
Yeah. We see Ground Zero posturing to play B-side in apartments right now. It's really just Danny defending this with just a Deagle, but...
And Chelos has gone down again. So, I don't know, this could be overtime. And, well, Llamas, he got tagged up, a bit of a warning shot in apps, but he's gonna find Danny for that revenge. He chipped off his shoulder, really. But, despite that, no one else really on B, just ASAP here to hold back any potential tide of players. But, as I say that, despite that pick, they're not really going for it. T's are, posturing back towards... Well, I was gonna say towards A, yeah, but...
Well, considering that they really have a 2-player advantage, they can take their time. They have 50 seconds. They can approach this however they want.
They can
Especially considering that, yeah, the entirety of Rooster has rotated over to the B site in preparation for this push. However, you see managed to walk through Zero connector on A now. Yeah, Bomb's going to get planted.
Just not rushing it and finding that little opening. ASAP, though, he's made this a little more possible for them. He's found llamas. The fragger from last round has been taken out. So, 2 rifles in this retake and a deagle. It's not impossible, but with 80k going down, I mean, You don't fancy their chances, but
it's a pretty big ask, but at this point, you know, it's not like they have to think about guns or economy or anything.
and now it's just ASAP 1v3. He's smoked off in mid. I think we are going to be seeing it. It's overtime. It is some sleepy time overtime.
Nothing wrong with that.
So, okay, I actually think, I don't know if we're playing, like, what overtime rules we're playing with. Is it 10k?
I have no idea. What?
Oh, okay, because you can have it so it's either you get $10,000 or $16,000 at the start of overtime. And I don't know which one ESEA plays with.
Well, I guess
should
we're going to
know
find
this.
out pretty soon.
Yeah, we'll find out as soon as we get all the sides and servers all figured out. Oh, we can't even look at the scoreboard because it gets reset. That's sad.
In the meantime, we will have another set of rounds, too.
And you know what? We could all use as we head into this overtime at rather early in the morning, especially for our man, the Bulldozer and console. Perhaps some Mountain Dew game fuel. It'll keep our eyes from closing. But just like that, we're actually going to get into it.
Close, Ira. I'm on the edge of my seat for this match.
Yes,
Is that a
indeed.
Krieg?
And I've been told by Mitch it is.
He's got the Krieg again.
Yeah, I got told by Mitch it is MR16 and $16,000. So they will have all the money in the world. We actually have Og coming up from 80k. He's still a fan of the scoped weapons despite all the nerfs.
Yeah.
Maybe he just has vision issues, right? Like you can't really see him, so you gotta zoom in. That's why I use it. But yes, we are inside of the
Shaking my head,
overtime.
NA production.
Oh, did we have an NA production moment? I can't see.
Yeah.
Oh, hate to see it. That's okay. I mean, think about it. It could have been Mitch producing. Throwing shade at the person who I am casting for right now. Hud's nearly just stands in a molly.
Here comes the
around.
catwalk rush.
And he gets
from
naded for it.
Frenzy are rushing catwalk right now, forcing back ASAP. Danny also going to be hanging out. Burns going to find ASAP first.
Yeah, just this mitigation campaign off the pairs. He gets traded, and actually with the posthumanist grenade onto Danny. They're just gonna trade lives. And it's a 3v3 with all the CTs in mid, but not really on any site. As
Well,
long
it's
as
not
on B.
it's not that bad of a 3-3 for Rooster, all things considered. It's certainly winnable, as ADK,
and
is
ADK.
going to take down Noobster with the AUG.
And, well, but Llamas and Burn, stereo effects there, just medic in a 1v1 with Burn, and he will just click his head there. Very clean frag, he'll recover enough. And that's a first round of overtime the way of Rooster. And actually, come to think of it, is Huds the coach?
I heard that.
Because
I've heard rumors about Ground Zero.
I don't actually know who they're-
ships or something, but I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not nearly enough of a authority on Australian CS:GO to try and say that.
yeah, because we heard earlier that in Mumble chat that they might be playing with the coach, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was Huds, given his stat line. I hope it's Huds. Actually, really. So we are just going to see the classic 1-3-1 trade at the start of the round. And I wouldn't really been able to find much of anything. And yeah, I have confirmation from our production head over here, Mitch. He is the coach. But I mean, hey, he just found 80k, so like, that's something. And he's also apparently American.
Nice.
But he does have 30 ping. Shoutouts to America. Love America. And you know, America isn't the only place that you can buy some Mountain Dew amp game fuel. Because you should do that. It's not amped anymore, that's true.
So Ground Zero looking like they got this round kind of in the bag, but obviously Rooster wants to hold on to these guns if they can help it. Even with how favored they are, Ground Zero really taking their time. They want to figure out how they want to execute this.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want to walk into anything. I mean, as I said,
They do know that there's at least an op, and they do know that Danny's been holding this spot the entire match.
Yeah, but I mean, it just feels like they've kind of been waffling and not really finding all that information if they are going to push into him there, but it's not going to matter because Danny goes down. Just have Chillis and Market, and I guess he can give up this off because they do obviously have a lot of money. But yeah, we'll just be Noobster going down or Noobster getting him there. My bad. And it's all even in overtime now. 1-1. And I don't know. This could be really close here.
Well, after Dust 2, you know, I thought that it would be... I honestly thought going into the second map it would be a little more one-sided. ASAP pulling out the AUG as well. I just want to point that out. We do have 2 AUGs on the CT side. But no, Ground Zero has kind of identified what they need to do a little better. They've been able to make space for themselves. They've been able to open up these sites a little more comfortably. And as you can see from the scoreline, they've been able to make things work pretty well for themselves.
Yeah, indeed. Sorry about that. I actually had to go for a second to feed my cat.
You're good, man.
Yeah. But, God.
Shoutouts to Ayer's cat.
Yeah, who is not console.
So
I can't work in these conditions, Mitch, man. We got a furry here.
So we gotta focus on what the T's are doing here. They're trying to make their way up middle. Noobster running back to grab bomb right now. He'll be taking it towards apartments.
Yeah, so mid control found by the T's despite not actually having any frags being traded, just grenades. And I mean, we just have to see where they work it from here. Just gonna be methodically clearing all the places. Molly and Cat. They kind of are postured towards B. Bomb is in app. But they do lose Burn as well, actually. Chalice gets him. And I don't know, they're kind of walking into a bit of a death trap here. The crossfire in apps. But it is getting broken apart by the player on Cat, just forcing them out of position. But oh my lord. Their whole team just died.
Yeah, that... I went and rewatched the...
Okay.
I kind of missed that. I had to go watch the stream. Danny G was hiding in the corner. And he just sort of speared them as they came through.
The might of Zeus strike down Ground Zero in the apps, and it'll be a 1-round advantage going into the second half here for Rooster. And I mean, this is the side that they were far more dominant on in the regular game. But it's been so long since they've actually played it, you never really know how it's going to pan out.
Yeah, well, they're certainly better suited to try and close this out on the T side of the overtime. They really only need the 2 rounds. But you know, they gotta get them. More importantly, so green text matches live. We got 2 ops coming out on Ground Zero, both HUDs and Noobster. Meanwhile, just the one Chelos, the usual. And we'll see how Rooster wants to try and crack this open.
We'll have to see if they want to keep running.
Crack it open like an egg.
Yes, perhaps they will. So you want to see if they want to keep running these double ops throughout the whole overtime, because while they can sustain it for at least the first round, if they start losing, they won't have the money to keep it up. So if this is their whole game plan, it might be a little susceptible if they lose the first round. But just as I say that, the 1-op on Chalice is peeking very aggressively on ramp, trying to find some force team, but it's just the rest of the players now trying to filter through ramp, but ADK loses his life to Burn really early on in that. Finally going to get traded by ASAP. And just a really awkward fight around the smoke happening there. As Netic, he'll come in and just clean it up. Only one player stuck out, blinded up. Hunter in dark there. That was actually a team flash, feel free to telling me. It's just llamas like that to fight it off, and that'll be first round the way of Rooster.
Yeah, and I guess that puts us on match point again, doesn't it?
No. It's next round. No, yes, actually it is.
Yeah, because Rooster needs the 19th round to sort of close this out, and Ground Zero basically has to win out here to take it to a second overtime.
Yeah, and again, they are playing for their life in the series, not just in the map.
Absolutely, the series and the chance to move forward in the upper bracket to play against Order?
I believe it is Order, yeah. But, I mean, Pears, he's putting up, doing what he can for his team there, finds ADK. And actually, Burn got a frag out as well, just in mid. Noobster. They're all just managing to find favorable fights in the mid. Even with just the Op and M4 there, they really just managed to play around those smokes favorably. Danny gotta try and make something work at this point. Walks out into Ask, gets absolutely crushed. And it's only ASAP. In mid, he found one. It's Burn. And you don't really fancy his chances here. Finally, he goes down. 2 noobs.
Well, you know what? That's not the end of the world. They had a gimme round. They still have money. They could try and make something happen. They just win one of these last couple rounds, and you know, you have the opportunity to close it out. Rooster does. Meanwhile, Ground Zero, their work is completely cut out for them. Don't let Rooster win, and you get to take another shot at overtime.
Yes, they do, but I mean, can they manage it? We got Ops having a bit of a standoff here at ramp. Both necessarily wanted to peek it, but we will actually fall off at Noobster, favoring Connector.
Yeah, Burn just playing up on this platform in ladder room.
Alright.
I think it could,
good start
this
for
could
Pairs.
certainly go one of two ways. Yeah,
it's
Danny going down immediately.
And a little
big
bit.
grenade coming
Ooh, that was a chunky one. Finding almost all of Rooster on ramp. They will still get the sight for it. You know, all the smokes managed to push him out of position. So that's a bomb planted, but with a 5-on-4 retake and the health being quite low, you do favor their chances on Ground Zero. But ooh, that's a bit of an awkwardness from Rooster. Makes up for it despite all that. And 80k is on the side with a Krieg. He's really caught out, just Molotovs everywhere. Everything's on fire. He's almost lives in all that. But Llama's Burn and Pairs are going to be taking Ground Zero into a second half of overtime.
Yeah, you know, Ground Zero have been shown that they can certainly identify a problem and take the steps that they need to kind of, you know, if Rooster figures something out, they're usually able to address it, they're able to fix it, and they're able to shore up their shortcomings, really. So,
Yeah.
Gonna go into this second overtime. Do we have green text? It looks like we might be starting proper.
Yes, we do have green text. Match is live. And Chelos has a Mac 10, like,
Yeah,
having
what?
all the money. Okay, so here's my idea here. The theory is probably, if you just go somewhere super fast, you can just throw him in to, like, get info and maybe a lucky frag.
Yeah, if they're rushing anyway, you don't want them to be sitting back with the...
Because with the Mac 10 as well, you can get those, like, weird, like, chance you just jump around the corner and headshot a guy, you know? It's very accurate while moving. And yeah, it's just that he's jumping straight out of apps. And, again, found a lot of damage onto HUDs. But, yeah, 3 frags straight back for Ground Zero. And Noobster is already going back through behind them in apps. Not even gonna matter. That grenade from HUDs did 226 damage. Okay, then. The coach showing why he has a brain, at least.
Yeah,
Even if he is having
big
that.
Molotov coming out.
Yeah. And, you know, that's going to be the first round to Ground Zero. It's just something they haven't really gotten a whole lot of. But just a footing to try and take this to nuke.
Yeah, they do want to take it to nuke, which is it's a very, very big brain map, and it would require a lot of coordination on both of these teams' parts.
Well, we're still gonna get there, and while they're trying hard for it, Noobster got a frag in mid, but Chelos, he's gonna trade off on Pairs. Chelos has not been fragging as he has been in the last couple of rounds of overtime, but he's making up for it now. Found Noobster in a really awkward dropping duel there. You feel bad for Noobster because those shots sometimes just feel like you get a little robbed.
Yeah, Danny's gonna find Llamas there. Bomb picked up by Netic, gonna be taking it over to A. And they're going to be able to sort of set up this hold here. I don't know how Burn would possibly want to.
Well, he's going to retake it just like
establish.
that. I actually found a lot, given that he was not in a very good position. But, I mean, you take what you can get in those sort of situations. Burn, he wants 40, I think, is what he's saying. He wants to hit the 40 bomb.
Well, there's nothing really wrong with wanting to frag out.
Yeah. I mean, if he fragged out hard enough, he could have won that round.
Of the objective of the game, I mean, but...
Yeah. But regardless of what happens, it's now even again for Rooster. And, well, again, Pears got a really early frag on 80k. Traded elsewhere on the map by ASAP, found Noobster. And we actually have a CT very deep in mid. Burn just dancing with ASAP in the smokes. And not working out for him. Pears went down real low, but actually only just now got traded by Chalice on the nade.
Chalice wide peeked the CT box from Palace, and then he just dunked that nade in there. It was actually pretty beautiful to watch.
Yeah, so it's going to be again even keel. As I say that, never mind. Nedic gets llamas, and I don't know. Where are they exactly pushing this? They have a man really deep on B, that's Danny. And they are just going to rotate the bomb all the way over from A. So they're going to have a bit of latency from when they can actually get in there. And it looks like we do have some rotating gamers on their way for Ground Zero, but I don't see them really denying bomb. And yeah, not aware of Danny's position so deep in the site either was Burn. So it's only Huds, the coach, to try and clutch it out for his team, but it's not going to happen. That's 20th round for Rooster. And they're going to swap over attack to that CT side.
Yeah, and we've seen Rooster, in this position before. They need to take 2 of the next 3 rounds to, sort of make that happen. But, that's obviously easier said than done. That's why we're here and not.
But we're straight into it. Got that green text, and we're going to be heading straight into the second half of, well, this is overtime number 2. So technically kind of the 4th half, if you think about it.
That's true.
That is true. But, thanks for showing me up. But
good to support each other.
Yeah. Okay, is that an intentional smoke that's going to underpass there? Because it feels like it's supposed to be the window smoke, and it just isn't. Yeah, I know you could do that jump throw in spawn, which is kind of hard to do online, because you have to be, like, very consistent. But regardless of that, it was there. And we have a boost for the T side, just trying to, not quite going into window, just waiting outside of it, getting a little nice angle onto Cat. But they aren't going to see the man there. He's in window room, or not window, ladder room. I'm stupid.
Yeah, and it's kind of quiet right now while these teams figure out, get into position to try and execute this.
It's squeaky bum time for everyone. No one wants to be the guy who dies. Unless like 80k, but he did get traded by Chalice, so all is well. But, with it being so close, and with so much to play for, no one wants to be the guy who gives it up. But we got a man pushing through the smoke, but Chalice clutch. No scope onto llamas in jungle. And that'll give him the man advantage on the retake. I say retake, the bomb has actually gone down. Chalice is just fragging them. And just like that, it's a 2v1 for Noobster. We've seen him win these before, though. He will be able to molly out stairs to deduce the position of the one CT at least. I don't know, where is... So Danny on there, and Nedic, who's going to be rotating around through jungle. And only 10 seconds left, barely going to get the bomb down. Oh, Rooster actually does win that. A bit of a whiff from Danny. And now just a 1v1 op versus M4. Nedic versus Noobster. And we've seen this situation before, actually, this exact position.
Real mind games coming out. Noobster going down to 2 health, but he does have the up. He
had the molly.
Oh, no.
And actually, Nedic, he's going to rotate off the angle. He knows he has a bit of time to play this. Pick up a new gun.
Only a little bit, though. He needs to start pushing this sooner rather than later.
Well, is he aware that Noobster is at Firebox now?
I don't know if he is.
Yeah, I don't know if he is. He's tapped the bomb, but he thinks he's gone CT. But Noobster's not even going to peek him. He gets the frag, but he can't defuse the bomb. Again, even keel. 20-20. How long is this going to go?
Wonderfully played by Noobster for what it's worth. Able to save that round out for his team. And we are back to 20-20 on this. We're not back to it, but we're back to the tied up on this scoreline.
I mean, definitely smart of him to just bide his time and ticket rather than trying to peek for the frag. So even if he dies in the end, the round is secured, and that's all that really matters.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the objective of the game. You're not trying to kill 90 players. You're trying to plant the bomb 16 times.
And that's true, and you also want to not be defused. That's an important note.
Yeah.
But again, we're not seeing the early fights like we have been in a lot of these rounds. Just pretty standard bit of position being taken, but Parrish gets absolutely dunked in mid, and Netic's gonna find burn, so good start for Rooster. Cello also gonna find HUDs. That's a really good start.
Yeah, it's you know, Rooster has such an advantage here. They should be able to make this happen. They should be able to close out this round without too much of an issue, but this isn't the first time that they've struggled to close out a round with a pretty huge advantage. So that, you know, just that happening doesn't automatically...
Well, you say that, but they did manage it in the end at least. No chokes here. That'll put them on 21. I believe this is match point? Yes, this is. Right? I can do math.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rooster's got to win this. I mean, obviously they both have to win
Back.
it, but...
It's the same situation we saw before. Either Rooster wins this round and they win the series, or Ground Zero wins this and we're on to a third round of overtime, and Console has to suffer because it's 6:30 in the morning in New York.
I have to go to work in like an hour, so...
Oh,
I don't...
boy.
Obviously, I
Like, I
want
have
the
to
best
solo
game
cast Nuke here?
Obviously, I want the best game of Counter-Strike possible, but...
Well, we'll just have to see. I don't know, maybe we can inform the players of our play and tell them to get on with. No, that would be not
However,
integrity.
And he fights two.
Danny is feeling sympathetic.
Air shot.
Air shot with that M4 right there.
Yeah,
Really clutch. Maybe we can hit some pipes next.
Actually, they're called nades in this game, Ire.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, they haven't seen ASAP in general. Okay, well, they're sympathetic
And
to us as they're
ASAP
just
finds two. And that's going to
close
close
it
out
out.
this match. It's going to be Rooster taking the game 2-0 after an exciting double overtime.
Yeah, it was definitely nice to see them get a footing into the game because they really just hadn't. So at least we'll put on that performance. So that will be the boys on Rooster advancing through the upper bracket, and the GZ dropping down. GG's.
Yeah, good games all around. And, great job to Rooster for making such a strong showing and able to advance to the next round of the playoffs, where they're going to be playing against Order. Meanwhile, we're going to see.
I do not know who Ground Zero are going to be playing against. I don't think it's been decided yet, or it will be a match in progress if it is.
Yeah, but they will be going to the lower bracket. They're not out of the round yet. They're not out of the playoffs yet. They still have their chance.
It looks like they'll be playing against whoever loses Truckers versus Chiefs. And I'm really pulling for Truckers with Attitude just because they have a really great name.
That's an 80 great name.
That's amazing. I might steal that one.
Truckers with Attitude. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for us, Ire.
I think it is going to be it for us. Thank you to our lovely producer for staying up very early in the morning to help us with this, and also shout out to you, Bulldozer, for being here and being lovely as always.
Shout out to you, Ire, and most of all, shout out to our viewers. If you like this game and want to play more great games like this, be sure to check out play.esea.net. It's where the pros play.
It is indeed where the pros play. You can also check out Mountain Dew. I've been told that Game Fuel doesn't actually exist in Australia, which is very sad for you guys. You should move to America.
I'm not going to just say that.
Well, I'm going to say that. Also, shout out to Mitch in chat. This is his channel. You should follow it.
Shout out to Mitch, CappingTV, all that.
And I've been asked to give a shout out to Simple Flips. But either way, that is going to be it from us. See, and we will catch you all next time, maybe with some MDL, maybe with some TF2, maybe with whatever else happens on this channel.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Bringing summer to you.
Oh, ready, let's go. Cause you know how we roll. Let's take it round the world and back again. Ready, let's go. Cause you know, like I know, we'll take it round and round.
Yo, hold up, let me switch my flow up. Back in high school, they were telling me I'll blow up. Doing talent shows and man, everyone would show up. Got in an accident and still made it for them to go nuts. You know what? I'm so what? I'm so That means I can't describe the way I vibe, the way I slide. And with the rhymes that make the dimes, I'll close their eyes and fantasize. I'm divine, calling their phone number. No, you know I love it. And you know me, I can't sleep without blazing beats on stages for their ones gracefully. And I got a smile that they hate to see. Young, black, successful, though life gets stressful. Though life gets stressful, go and vibe out with whoever you next to.
Vibe until the morning.